Okay, just to recap. See, last session y'all kind of fleshed out the dungeon a little bit, explored it out a little bit. My hair's out of control right now. Explored out a little bit of the dungeon that a couple areas you didn't go to, with a bit of a reward. You got a mysterious glass globe out of the deal. So good job. Got to do something, right? Um, Maybe it's definitely not cursed.
Maybe, definitely not.
Maybe definitely not cursed. Made your way out of the dungeon, the lair of Granny Lurchknuckle, I should say, rather, and proceeded through the woods where you discovered that the curse appears to be lifting slowly but surely. The forest is kind of coming back to life. There's sounds of normal forest sounds, right? And just the air seems cleaner. The fungus is kind of retreating at a rapid pace. Animal life seems to be returning. You see a little squirrel kind of skitter around here and kind of cresting the rise out of you're coming up out of a dell, a little valley in the forest, and kind of cresting the rise. You see on the horizon the figure of the large stag that you encountered a couple of days ago, and there he congratulates you, and kind of gives you a warning, and congratulates you on defeating and purging the forest of the evil of the hag and her curse. And but he does kind of inform you and let you know that he thinks Lupa is one of the singers of the Song of Creation, is what he called her or referred to her as. And the warning is like such a person, such an avatar, uh, such a figure would be certainly hunted by others, who would seek to take her and use her for their own ends or who knows what. He did let you know that in order to she's still in this kind of catatonic um, state. She seems to be stable. She's kind of unconscious, but just sort of in a almost like a coma that you can't seem to rouse her from. He did say that it would take powerful divine magic, and sort of in game terms, a greater restoration spell, which is a fifth level uh, divine spell. Oh, hello. Come here. What you doing? I'll see mom in when she gets up. Okay. Okay, go to bed, sweetie. Okay, good night. Okay. Um, yeah. So fifth level greater restoration spell is kind of what it's going to take. I think you decided to kind of head towards back towards Aldfield, uh, and then yep, just kind of scope that out. Maybe hang out on the outskirts of the town before
Yeah.
going all the way back in. I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah,
So
I think didn't we say that Siobhan and who else was it?
Probably me.
I'll say probably Fergus. You always seem to want to send him into the touchy situation.
Yeah. The
I
eloquent
can't
ones.
remember. There were two people that were go in and talk to the parents and let them know that we were going to take her to a. I don't know what
I
did
feel
we.
like if it was Siobhan, it was probably Kaha too, because those two were bonded at the
I think
beginning.
That's the
so.
pair.
So I feel like the two of us tend to, and I don't know if it's a touchy situation. I don't know that we'd send Ferguson because he'd just be dumb about what to
It
say.
was the high charisma. I think both of you have high charisma.
Gotcha.
I think Sug might try to tag along if it's Lupa's parents. Just because they had the interaction in the beginning.
There you go. But we weren't taking Lupa into the city.
Correct.
Yeah, Siobhan has high charisma. Fergus has 0, so not him.
Sorry, Ferg.
Mhm.
Probably for the best. Do we have any rests or anything that I should update, or no? Do we kind of just make a rest
You,
for it?
I don't think you did. You had finished a short rest at the beginning of the session, um, but you didn't take another rest in the middle of the session last week, as far as I can recall.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because Fergus still is sitting at 9 hit points out of 19 from the battle, so I'm wondering
Yeah.
if I was supposed to give him some.
Nah.
Or
I've got 8. We're good.
good enough.
Yeah.
He's still level 2 exhaustion, 9 hit points. He'll be fine.
Attack Fergus first. So
Okay,
is this one on?
so Siobhan and Kahafai and
We
you,
could
Jared,
leave.
are gonna
Yeah. Or we
be the
could
ones
leave.
that head in.
We could leave Kahavai with the group this time, since she's otherwise occupied.
Yeah.
Her and Fergus Jr. are off on their own
Yeah.
gallivanting. Cool. That works.
Yep. Okay, so currently the sun is sinking quickly. It's very late afternoon. I think you traveled a couple of hours beyond the lair, kind of back in the direction you came. Fergus acting as guide with his super elf foresty powers. Yep. So you're gonna continue on. Uh, I'm in that. Sorry, that's a question. Are you going to continue on?
I
Yeah.
think so, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How many hours do you want to continue traveling? I would put the time at around 5-ish.
I guess we could look for a place to camp.
Okay.
See if we can get back to familiar places.
Okay. So you travel on for about another hour. Fergus can make a survival check, or does he need to? Does he kind of get automatic?
I think he's pretty.
I think,
If he's in
I
the
think he's,
forest, like,
I think he's pretty automatic.
yeah, he's a natural explorer.
Yeah. So you with you guys sort of Fergus kind of leading the way through the forest, kind of he knows the direction you're going. No tongue, you have a good sense of the direction you're going. Everything seems to be on track. You're not taking exactly the same route as you took to get back there, because kind of approach from a different direction, because you were coming from that second ritual site. You're taking more of a direct route straight through the forest, so that shaves a bit of time off your travel. Are y'all making for the Umber Hulk tunnel that you came out of initially, or are you trying to go just sort of straight overland towards the town?
Ooh.
I would vote overland.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that tunnel, we got into some trouble.
Yeah. Try more direct.
I mean, that's not to say that we're not going to get in trouble on land, but
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What?
there were a few
Be like that?
friends down there
Yeah.
last time we passed through.
Okay. There we go.
No tongue. I assume that Lupa took my place on your back.
Yes.
Now walk.
Yep. Yep. I added her to my inventory.
Awesome.
Lupa the
Nice.
child.
All right. Let's see.
Hang on, I'll be right back. My dog is having issues. One moment.
No.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
Okay. Okay, so heading more overland. You're sort of heading south. You do know that the current river kind of cuts through the forest, not too far from Aldfield. Um, you know, before you would have said you had basically a 2 day, 2.5 day hike through the woods to get there. Um, and so you think kind of given kind of the more direct route that you're taking, you kind of estimate it at, more like 2 days instead of 2.5. So you make your way through the forest and you kind of come across a little clearing that Fergus identifies as being a good campsite. It's sort of strangely open. You just sort of like kind of going through fairly dense forest, and then all of a sudden the there's a little sheltered dell that sort of rises out of nowhere. Sort of you kind of walk back into almost like a little cubby hole cut into the side of the rise of the rest of the forest that you didn't really know was there. The banks on the far end of it seem to rise up pretty steeply. The trees that grow inside this little area are like shorter, like hemlock and rhododendron and dogwood trees. There's a very fresh, clean quality to the air. It smells like, and it has that sort of feeling of when you sort of walk down a hill and there's a stream that sort of runs through the area, just a tiny trickle that kind of comes out of the hillside. Uh, like the air is cooler. Like there's a cool air sink here as the kind of you walk almost into like a little bowl shaped depression. Um, and yeah, so everybody make a perception check.
Seven.
14.
Javon got a 14 and Fergus got a 15.
Kawaii. Perception check. Better perception check.
Are we still in the woods though? Because one of the things I don't understand is, yeah, one of Fergus's traits of his favorite, like his natural explorer, is the proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills.
Oh, cool.
So would
So
that?
it's so if he's proficient at perception, then he would get +4 instead of +2 as his proficiency bonus. So he'd get his
Okay, got it.
his wisdom modifier. Okay.
Yep. So he would be 17 then.
Okay.
I
Hey.
don't know if that matters.
Okay. I think everybody but Sug starts to hear like it sounds almost like this sounds a little cheesy in Disney. Since we're talking about Disney, like the tinkling of bells, or kind of almost a very very high pitch, almost out of the range of your hearing, sort of bird chatter. That, especially if you got a higher perception, like 15 or higher, resolves itself into like really high pitched laughter. And Ka, you feel just a slight tug at your collar, but you don't see anything. You feel almost a little slight breeze flit by the side of your face on that side as you feel this tug at your collar.
I look around, but I don't see anything, right? Because I got a 1.
Oh, you got a 1? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely don't see anything. Like no tongue. I mean, you kind of feel this breeze. You hear nothing, but you
Right.
feel this breeze sort of blow past your face, and just you almost feel like a little teeny tiny little poke, sort of right in the right in your armpit. You're kind of like you lift your hand up almost to like swat a fly away, and as you do, you kind of feel like this little poke.
Oak
Poke.
from behind. Like what direction? Like it's in my
Like coming
armpit?
right, like yeah, just coming like right. Boop.
And I turn and see nothing.
See nothing. Siobhan, same thing. Like you feel your hair just sort of blow up over the back of your neck, and you just feel this breeze, and you can kind of hear this tinkling sort of giggle that flies over your head.
Are we all just kind of standing in the same space, like close to each other right now?
I mean,
Kind of.
you tell me.
Because I would say if we are, then I would turn and I'd be like, did anybody feel that?
Ocean, yes.
Yeah, it's because we haven't eaten in a while. Sook's starting to get hungry.
Sug, you feel a little bit rougher, like something like takes your head and just sort of like roughly gives it a shove.
Hey!
And you almost hear like a hiss.
What in the world?
If I've got anything that can. I don't think I do.
What about an art? Can somebody do an Arcana check?
I have decent Arcana. I have a +3.
It says your intelligence. The planes, the different planes of existence, and the inhabitants of those planes. To recall lore about spells, magic items, symbols, magical traditions, planes of existence, and the inhabitants of those planes. Can you tell us what we're experiencing?
Okay. So I'll do. Can I do an Arcana check then?
Sure.
Okay. 20.
Nice.
Nice. As you're sort of kind of processing verbally, like, well, what could this be? I don't know, guy. Like, you feel this sort of whirlwind around your head, and just sort of it's almost as if you're caught inside a a swarm of like birds with flapping wings. Like you just sort of you hear this sort of buzzing, like rapid, but coming from all different directions, swirling around your head, and like the breeze is it's wrecking your concentration, but you somehow manage to kind of think like there are forest creatures that have the innate ability to be invisible and fly and are known for their mischievousness, uh, and the word sprites comes to mind.
Oh.
This is all occurring in that clearing that we came
Yep.
upon.
It's about a 20-foot radius. Like it's not large.
Can I walk a little bit in front of the group and pick up a pebble and turn around and throw it at them and see if it hits them and see if the sprite does anything? Not the sprite. I'm trying to hit my companions. One of my companions.
Which one in particular?
Whichever one is not looking at me.
Fergus.
We'll go with Fergus.
Fergus is kind of like you see Fergus Jr. sort of jumping and randomly snapping at like the air, like a dog trying to catch a fly.
Him and Fergus Jr. both are just.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Make a just a straight dex check.
So you're doing this before
18.
I recognize or say that it's the sprites, right? You're doing this while I'm figuring out what's happening.
Oh no, I thought you already told us.
Oh, well, I was about to. I was gonna say I think it's sprites. Okay.
Would you roll?
I rolled an 18.
Oh, okay, nice. So yeah, you wind up throw it. The pebble, it's about quarter size. Smacks Fergus right in the forehead, and he just kind of looks at you like, what? Kind of the snap. All of a sudden, his attention's on you, and you hear from all around you just peals of tiny little laughter, like just kind of echoing throughout the dell, and all of a sudden you see the same pebble rise, like move like 2 or 3 feet away from Fergus, and like get tossed kind of towards him, but it sort of just falls off and like just doesn't quite make it. It's too big, and there appearing in front of you is the figure of a tiny female humanoid with translucent like dragonfly like wings. She's wearing like animal skin clothing that's finely crafted. It's like it looks beautiful. There's this sort of intricate beadwork kind of made out of like bits of acorn shell and snail shell and just like those sorts of things. She has a tiny little quiver and a tiny little bow strapped to her back, and just a little sword, on a belt. And she kind of turns and looks at you and whirls over to your like kind of inches from your nose, and kind of bows, and then she's invisible again.
Where'd she go? Did you guys see her? I'm saying this to everybody. Did I just see her, or did like everybody see her?
Everybody, I think everybody could see her. She wasn't hiding. She wasn't doing anything. She became visible again because she attacked technically Fergus with the rock. So
Gotcha. Wonder what they want.
you hear, like each one of you kind of feels this breeze around your head, sort of swirling around your head. You can kind of feel like something with rapidly beating wings is sort of orbiting your head, and then all of a sudden just in one of your ears, you hear these little tiny voices. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh.
I guess that answers what they wanted.
Amen.
What are you gonna do?
On to the city.
Yep.
Okay, it is dark. It is nighttime.
I don't want
Yeah.
to camp here.
You don't have to camp here. I'm just telling you what time it is.
I have no night vision.
That hasn't stopped us yet.
I know.
It's alright. I have my candlestick. It's all good.
Kind of, as you're debating, the branches of the trees around you sort of start to light up with like dozens and dozens of tiny little lights, and the dell you're in just sort of is illuminated with a very faint but beautiful light. Hey, come on in.
Paper lead.
Maddie's dad says, "Hey." He said, "Hey." Another figure sort of appears in front of you, kind of holding a lantern.
Oh,
Same male, same dress, same like. And any of you speak Sylvan?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me see what they speak actually.
I speak a lot, but not that.
Oh, Elvish.
Elvish? I do speak Elvish.
Me
Okay.
and Fergus both speak Elvish.
Okay. Yeah. So he starts off in a language that none of you can understand.
Read his
kind of
lips?
very polite. You can totally read his lips. You still don't know what he's saying. And then he realizes and then switches to Elvish. Says, "Do you speak Elvish?" Says,
Kaha, do you guys? Or do you need us to translate?
I do not speak Elvish.
Okay, so Siobhan will translate for those that don't speak it.
"Ah, excellent, excellent. Welcome to our little dell. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Please stay. We're so grateful to you who've. I assume it was you who lifted the hag's curse and restored the forest. We've heard word. Yes, heard many words."
I think Sug is hiding behind No Tongue, like ready to Sacred Flame, especially like every time his voice lilts. Just.
You seem nervous. Don't be nervous.
Thank you for the
Angel.
welcome, right? Because I'm the only one that can really talk at this point. Well, me or Fergus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand I can't talk.
Okay.
I do sign to you, Siobhan,
Yeah.
about divine magic for Lupa.
Okay. Thank you so much for the welcome. Yes. We were the ones that have been here, so we appreciate the warm welcome. As you can imagine, this is a first for us in a while. We do have a question. Is there anyone here in the forest that is familiar with divine magic by chance?
Oh, you kind of like thump out of existence. You hear. You wait for a minute. He comes back. Thump. He's back. Ah, do you mean magic of the world and the wood and the nature, the sun and the stars? Hmm? Is that what you mean?
I don't know. Is that what I mean, guys?
Like, okay, druidic, like,
Yeah, he's talking about druidic magic.
yeah.
Okay. Is that what we need? I don't know what we need.
Something
Yeah,
to wake up
greater,
Lupa.
like,
Yeah,
That would be?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
something to wake up. Strong magic to wake up our friend.
I don't want to tell him about our friend yet because
Sure. Yeah.
didn't we decide that like we don't really know who to trust yet with her because she could be
Yes. Yeah.
okay. So yes, absolutely. Someone, if you know anyone that knows that kind of magic, we would
Oh,
love to talk to them.
yes.
We had some
Oh, yes,
questions.
yes. Oh, yes. He kind of very hurt. He kind of over to Fergus, pokes at one of his bruises, like boop. Fergus. Oh. Fergus Jr.'s kind of takes a snap at it. No. And backs over to you. Can heal you? Yes, we can. Glad to do it. We have gifts. Oh, we have gifts for you. Bring the gifts. Bring out the gifts. And like two more guys kind of into existence, and they're bringing this little tiny bag of like this little leather pouch, and they just sort of at your feet. Yeah, for you, delicious.
Oh, man.
And then more gifts. And let's see.
That's
Oh,
when Sue zooms
Another
out.
the girl that you saw that threw the rocket, Fergus, comes over with this acorn kind of in her hand, and you notice the acorn's kind of germinating, and like a little root comes out of it, and there's a little green here for you, and she hands it to who threw the rocket, Fergus? I forgot.
Haha, bye.
Right.
Kahavai, for you. Very funny.
Thank you.
And then another male sprite flits over to No Tongue and kind of with a white blossom in his hand. His eyes tucked behind your ear. It looks like a dogwood blossom. And then the big gift, give the big gift. And so another one flies out with one of their tiny little bows and a quiver of tiny little arrows that look like it might be the perfect size for a child. So, yes, enjoy gifts. Thank you, and please, camp. We will heal your wounds. We will make you feel comfortable. Divine magic. Yes, this is a good word.
Do we really want to camp here, guys?
I think
Yes,
so.
you do. Of course. Yes, you do. Of course.
Okay.
We will not bother you at all.
Sue gets checking out the food.
Not at all.
Thank
How's the
you.
food?
So you pick up the bag.
Yeah. Very
Okay.
gingerly
Kinda
sniffing
pick up-
everything.
Okay, you sniff it. It smells delicious, Sug.
Ooh.
Like, and your nose almost immediately identifies it as the finest mouse jerky.
She's
that-
already gobbling it down.
Sylvan, right? Okay. Ooh, see you like it. Refills. We have refills. Strange one. This almost looks like a kobold. Oh, interesting.
Friends,
Were
you're
you-
friends.
Were you burned horribly as a child?
Well, yes, but unrelated.
Understand. Woohoo! So he kind of flips off, and kind of you hear no one's staying invisible anymore. Now there's about 24 of these sprites that kind of randomly, they kind of want to get close to you and see you, and every once in a while one of them will kind of come up to you and give you a little bow and a laugh or tug on your clothes, and sort of they're mildly annoying. But eventually they sort of flip back into their own little space and give you your space.
Oh, I
Any
thought we were
wounds
gonna
that you
bring
have
Fergus's
are
exhaustion level up to 3.
any
The night
wounds
is
that you
young.
have are healed. They are able to heal your wounds. They don't have anyone that is of sufficient power to cast a greater restoration spell, however.
Okay. So I say we just
Okay.
do some camp. Sorry, that was like
Oh.
scared. Do some camp, and I would assume we're still gonna take posts through the night, right?
I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's not
Well-
put Fergus on first watch. I think he gets last watch.
Like through the night, every once in a while, like they'll kind of fly by, trying to just like they're checking on you or something. they seem to have their own little watch system,
The same size.
sort of patrolling the kind of area a little bit, but they'd leave you alone. The night passes uneventfully, and the dawn kind of comes and peeks in over the dell.
Does Fergus earn any less exhaustion points then?
I think his exhaustion points are gone,
Yay!
Yeah.
so you get the benefit of a full night's, very peaceful night's rest. I mean, it was a good.
So can we heal some? Is it a long
They
rest?
heal. Yeah, it's a long. They heal all your hit points. So
Okay.
they have some healers that come and cast cure wounds on you guys, and
Okay.
like yeah.
Damn.
So,
Clicking a long rest.
Damn.
okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
You set out in the morning. Sugi, enjoy a nice feast of mouse jerky.
Oh, does anybody want mouse jerky? Best! Yum yum! Finest spices!
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So you guys set out and march for the better part of the day, and finally you come to the banks of the current river. And you know that if you follow it downstream, you'll eventually run into the road that leads to Aldfield. Or you could try to ford the river at some point and approach Aldfield from the north through the woods. Your call.
Maybe from the woods will be better, huh? If we're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah. Plus, then we can keep Fergus's abilities for longer.
There you go. Okay, we'll try to do that.
So where you currently are, so you kind of come upon the river, and there's a steep bank going down. There's sort of these cataracts that are flowing very swiftly. The river itself is about 20 yards across. It's not the widest river you've ever seen, but it's still a significant river. It looks very deep and cold and swift at this point. You can either head upstream or downstream to seek a place to ford.
Can you ping us on the map where exactly we are? Sorry.
Good question. That is a thing that is possible to do.
Like just north of Allfield?
All right, let me see.
Is that where we are?
Okay, just sort of like right there. Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, guess if we're trying to stay sneaky, we should go around to the north, but that would take us farther away. No tongue, what do you think? If we're in the little crook,
What'd you say?
if we're in the little crook just north of Aldfield,
Sure.
looking for a way to cross the river, do you think we should go upstream or downstream to try to find a way? Downstream is around to the west, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'd be going this way.
Yeah, moving towards the bridge.
Upstream, you'd be going.
Yeah.
I just like doing this.
It looks pretty cool.
There's no other way for us to cross it, right?
Well, we're looking for a way to cross it so we can stay off the main road.
Do we see any boaters or any fishing going on?
At this point, it'd be pretty tricky for a significantly large boat, like a very nimble, pontoon style, like very stable boat could, but also very narrow
Hmm.
could make it. But you don't see any right now.
Is it flowing pretty?
It's flowing
Rough.
pretty swiftly. There's
Okay.
some rocks and some kind of a rapids at this point.
Okay.
We're not talking like River Wild, Kevin Bacon kind of stuff, but like just some good whoop-de-doos.
So do we go down river until we see like you start to see the road, and that's when Kahavai and Siobhan break off. Oh, and Sue. No, wait, is Kahavai staying with us now?
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's going to be Sug and Siobhan that's going into the city?
yeah. And I can make us kind of sneaky. Oh, I gotta change spells.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do you concur, Siobhan?
Yep, I think
Cool.
that works. Are we trying to do it stealthily or we're just not making a ruckus?
I think we're just trying to avoid any common, like, groups of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And her parents know you, Sue, so they're not going to be thrown off by your appearance, right?
I hope
Or her
so.
mother.
We'll find out. I don't think so.
Do we know how they would, like, how? No, I guess we don't, do we? Like, what attracted the enemy to Lupa? Like, how did they know to take
I was
her?
going to ask, yeah, so the warning was that she could be this special person, right? That people could be trying to use.
This is what I wrote down. She is a singer. She sang the song of creation. She's not the only singer. She needs divine magic to awake, and she will be hunted due to the song of nature that she sang, or whatever. Was it nature or creation that she sang?
Creation, right?
Creation.
Yeah, Song of Creation.
So who paid us in the first place again? Was it the mayor dude that sent us on this mission?
I don't know
I
if they
remember us
paid
negotiating.
us.
I thought we were getting some decent chunk of change out of this. Potentially. That was the original. I thought
Yeah, we talked about it. I do believe you are correct.
Because I feel like we talked him into a certain amount, and he had to give us some up front, and some when we returned her, due to the high risk to us. But now, before we return her, this is me talking to all of you guys. Do we think that we need to quietly try and find someone that can awaken her so we can talk to her first before returning her to her mother and these people in case the townspeople made a lot of comments that they knew she was off. She was always running around in the woods. So people know something's different. Was she maybe trying to run away for a reason?
So we discussed this last week, and we
Okay.
felt that we should tell the parents that we have her, but we need to protect her. And then
Okay.
we felt that this divine magic that would be needed to awake her would not be found in Aldfield. So rather than bring her into that town where they already identified her
telling
location.
them that she's somewhat safe at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bad things are coming to look for her. So,
Yeah.
because she was here, the bad things might come here. And so to prepare.
Okay. Unless her parents are the bad things.
I think I mentioned though, didn't I? Like, how did we know that these were her parents?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't really, short of them having.
You don't.
Yeah. Sue's ready for insight checks now.
So we should go in, and this is just us game planning, Sue, before we go
Yeah.
in.
for sure.
I feel like we should approach like should we tell them right away that we have her, or should we do some questioning of them and some like searching to see is there pictures, is there stuff that it looks like she lived here first, and just trying to ask some questions about are you sure that you don't know why she was in the woods and what was going on, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure we can. Sue's just
Okay.
nodding along with all the things that you're suggesting. Um,
Alright.
she did know the bunny, uh,
Mhm.
and so that was confirmation for Sue that if not her parents, there are good memories associated with the bunny and
Yeah.
with them. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Right.
Sue's going along with whatever you're thinking.
Okay. So I think we just try and quietly get in then and go talk to the parents
Yeah.
without, like you guys said,
Yeah,
drawing attention to us. Okay.
yeah,
I'm caught up now.
yeah. And we can ask around if there's like strong clerics or like strong magic people here. Wouldn't hurt to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're heading downstream until you get to within sight of the road. Step one.
Yeah, step one.
All right. All right. So you travel on downstream. The river at some point kind of widens out. You can periodically see sort of places in the bank, which remains kind of steep on either side of the river, but you can kind of see places in the bank where access points have been cut and like people have used that to maybe onload and offload like logs or something onto boats, and so it kind of becomes more signs of habitation. You don't need to make stealth checks. You're because of Fergus and No Tongue. Like if there were anybody around, you would have noticed long before they noticed you. As you're at least trying to move a little quietly through the woods. You've kind of come out of the area that was ever affected by the Granny Lurch Knuckles, curse, and so this is just sort of now you're in just the woods, like kind of out of the cursed or the formerly cursed forest, and you make your way. The sun sinks down below the horizon before you reach. Kind of estimate that you've made it to like right about here, just sort of on the edge of things. You still haven't come into sight of the road itself, but you're sort of getting to the edge of the forest. You feel like, and Fergus and No Tongue would definitely agree with that. So night is sinking. Um, you gonna continue on? What would you like to do?
Ooh, night would be perfect to sneak in.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
so you continue on into it gets to be 8 or 9 p.m. When you suddenly kind of come out of the trees and you strike a rutted, very narrow um, road that runs almost kind of west to east through the forest. The trees are really close on the road. It takes a lot of twists and turns and bends. It's a little more than 2 wagon ruts um, with small little trees trying to grow up in the middle of the wagon ruts, but kind of keep getting knocked down through you know traffic that goes across it and stuff like that. Um, yeah, well, so at this point it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Is this where we separate?
I think we'll. What do you
That's
think?
what I was thinking, because I don't think we want to bring her too far in, right?
So you figure you're kind of on this little logging road.
Yeah, I think
How
so.
far, how far is it from where was the tunnel that we went down?
Was in town, right? The well.
Yeah, the well. We went in the
The
well.
well was in town. You figure that the
Okay.
tunnel kind of put you out somewhere in this area.
Because I was gonna say, do we want to separate here, tell you guys to wait here in these trees for us? But if something goes wrong, we'll meet where the tunnel let out.
I think,
The tunnel's a good. It's over a day's hike from where you currently are.
yeah. I think we also were thinking that the other towns where we could get Lupa restored would be like further east or south,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I was just thinking if something goes terribly wrong and we
Yeah.
like me
Yeah.
and you would need to easy out, we could jump into the tunnel and try and
Yeah.
get out that way.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, I think.
And then we can just
Hmm.
go from there. Like we can tell them if we aren't back by, do we want to say morning? Then head that way. How far of a walk? I mean, would we know how far of a walk the town would be from where we're at? Do we want to say give it 24 full hours
We
for
came
us
from
to
the
get back?
other side, so I'm not sure who would know exactly how far we are from the town.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
like a couple days.
Give it 2 days, and if
Yeah.
we don't meet you back here, then head towards the tunnel entrance.
Yeah. Or we could have them, when we start getting to the outskirts of town, circle around Aldfield to the east side.
But
Because
wasn't there
Aldfield.
stuff in the woods there? That's where she got took in the first place, right? It was from those woods right around the town.
No, she was in town, and then
Oh.
they took her down the well.
I thought they grabbed her in the woods and ran through town into the well, but maybe she was just playing in the woods. I'm probably mixing it up. Okay. I don't care. Whatever you guys want to
Yeah.
do. Whatever's easiest.
You know
Okay,
how
so-
long of a trip it would be from where we're at to Aldfield?
Make a survival check.
All of us?
Whoever wants to try to figure it out. Definitely if you're good at survival.
Siobhan failed that survival check, so let's see if
Oh,
Fergus
Fergus.
I got a 21.
There you go.
Fergus got a 15. Siobhan got a 5 though, so
Yeah.
Does Fergus? Yeah. Is that with advantage for Fergus?
oh no.
Oh.
I think he gets advantage, doesn't he?
Yes, so that would be a 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much better.
Like your best guess, like No Tongue is, you're 3 hours from town along the road at this point.
And it's about 9 o'clock at night, right?
Hmm.
If you're going into town just to inform the parents, if we don't see you in 24 hours, don't you think that would be like, uh-oh?
Yeah. Because we're going to want to probably get in and out while it's still dark.
Yeah. Okay.
Just watch for fire. Fire, Dad. Fire,
Okay,
Dad.
who's going?
I
Sue.
think it's me and Sue.
Yep.
Wish us luck.
Okay. Okay, you guys travel for, a good 30, 45 minutes, and you kind of see the outline of this wooden bridge. Well, take it back. You travel for about 2 hours, and then you see the outline of the wooden bridge. Beyond the bridge, you can see kind of the palisades and just the light. So it's what is it, about 11:30 at this time. Like the lights there aren't that many, but you can definitely see some lights kind of on the other side of the bridge as the the town is relatively close. Let me see. Let me pull up. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, nice hand-drawn outfield map.
Love it.
That.
All right. Yeah, so wooden bridge made out of logs, kind of like the palisade that surrounds the town. There are several large structures on the far bank, one of which looks like has like docks and moorings and places for boats to come in and out of. It's very kind of looks almost warehousey. There's some lights on in there. They're fairly close to the road as it kind of cuts through the town. So there you go. You don't feel like anybody. You don't see any movement on the bridge on the road at this hour. Feel like you're pretty stealthy at this point. So
Do we know which house is her parents?
I think so. Could I roll like an intelligence check, or are you gonna make me roll an intelligence check?
yes, I'm going to make you roll an intelligence check.
Yes.
If you do know the direction they came from,
Sure.
when
They were the north side someplace. Alright, here we go. Definitely never. Yes! Natural 20 for 21.
no, nice
Yeah.
for a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember the house? It's definitely on the north side, a small house, kind of uh, stone and wattle, Tudor looking thatch roof cottages.
Yep.
So there you go.
Okay.
All people houses look alike to Sue, except for this one.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So I think we go. Are we just lightly knocking? Well,
Sneaky,
I would
sneaky.
say we look around the house to see if anybody's awake. If we see anything.
Well, so are you guys? So you're still on the other side of the
Oh.
river across the bridge.
Yeah.
So,
JK then.
Sneaky, sneaky.
There you
but Sue feels like she can totally find the house
Oh yeah, no
once
problem.
Okay.
she gets in.
All
Pulls
right.
out the bat on a string. Yeah. Shall we sneak? Sneak, sneak.
Yeah. Should we do a check?
Please
Yeah.
do.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on us. So whatever you roll, add 10.
Nice. Well, I got a natural 20.
Oh my
So
goodness.
What?
I think we're stealthy.
27
Learn how to-
total.
Nice. Okay.
We're
yeah.
like
So
invisible.
God.
learn something from the sprites. You're able to sneak right up to the western gate of the city or the town, which is closed
Oh.
because
Okay.
it's the middle of the night.
Therefore shadows. Can't we just sneak underneath them?
I was just gonna
Oh.
say, what kind of fence is it, or is there any way that we can climb it or get around it?
Oh yeah, it's like it looks pretty climbable. So the palisade, there's like a earthwork embankment that sort of rises up about 10 or 12 feet that these wooden like sharpened pointy logs have been sunk down into
Okay.
years and years ago. They've been there for a long time. There's moss growing on them. There's they've been maintained, but it's still like there's plenty of handholds, plenty of footholds if you want to try and scurry over.
Yeah.
Do we see any guards or anyone that's going to be that's watching this gate or protecting it right now?
So there's two like guard towers on either side that have an open area. You don't see any figures in the upper open little guard area at the top. You know what I'm saying? Descriptive words are not coming right now. But on the other side of the gate, you can kind of see there's like a little a little kind of like a large phone booth type thing, and you can see a light kind of coming from. You kind of peek through this chink in the gate, and you see just sort of like a light coming from inside this little guard post that's just inside the gate.
Okay. So, Sug, I know you're small. Can you get under this fence, or can you climb
Well, I'll try. I'll try wiggling underneath.
through it, or would you have to go over?
Okay. Make an acrobatics check.
All right.
Contortionist Sug.
Oh, I don't know what that is. 17. There you go.
Oh yeah. Sug just kind of out the other side.
Yeah.
All right.
Make a stealth check, Sug.
All right. With the plus 10 is a 22.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Sug,
I feel
you're able to kind of see this little guard booth. There's definitely like a candle or something in there. You can kind of see the silhouette of a head that seems to kind of be more like this.
Right.
than
If
anything.
they look very quiet and like on the verge of unconscious, I want to sneak up and see if I recognize the guard as one of the two that we saved. The one that we saved.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
I think the one. Was it the girl?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Not the one that you saved.
Okay.
The one that you noticed kind of ran up, sort of in the aftermath, and
Okay.
almost like a witness to your heroic deed. You didn't quite catch his name.
Well, it's Sug. I didn't write down any names, if anything.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna try and stealthily up and over this bad boy.
Okay.
No,
So
no.
make a make an athletics check.
Stuff, these new dice better do something for me.
Come on, come
All right,
on.
Athletic. That is a 16.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to kind of find handholds and sort of shimmy up and over. You drop down on the other side. It's a little bit further drop than you expected. So make a acrobatics check, or yeah.
Acrobatics, 18.
Okay, yep. So you managed to kind of catch yourself and tumble into a roll and absorb the shock of landing. Now make a stealth check
Plus 10.
with your plus 10.
Plus 10? Okay,
Yep.
19. Good thing I had that
Okay.
plus.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's what it's there
you are
for.
both over the other side of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sug, lead the way.
All right. I will lead the way to her house. I think we're gonna have to go through the square because that's the way that I know. Through the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's what we'll do.
So because of your pass without a trace, you take your time picking your way from shadow to shadow. As you kind of come around, let me sort of zoom in and do a little bit here.
Yeah. It only lasts an hour though, so whatever
Okay.
however far
So
we can get.
you're coming up on the end of it, but like you're still good.
Yeah.
So you kind of make it to like right around here and kind of get within sight, and you're kind of crouched low against the side of the building, and you're looking into the square, and around the little circular area where the well is, there are at least 4 figures sort of standing with their backs to you, so their backs to the rest of the town, sort of looking at the well. They appear to be guarding the well. Just sort of, they've got old pikes and spears, and like they don't. Well, make a perception check, you guys.
Yep.
You two.
Yep, constantly on the lookout for that one person the one that we actually saved. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that was almost bad. 23.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
It sat on the 2 and then it plopped.
So only
So
one of
not
them.
help.
So like only one of them is dressed in like guard livery, or a guard uniform. The rest of them seem to just sort of be townies that have a spear and sort of have been, but they're holding it like they know what they're doing. Like it's not like they're intent on this well.
Yep,
But yeah,
wisely so.
Do we recognize them as her parents at all?
no,
Okay.
Her parents seemed older, I think. Yeah. Still not the one guard, huh?
not the one guard. No, still
Okay.
haven't seen her.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll skirt. See if we can skirt on the outskirts or
Okay.
maybe take a block
So
around. Yeah.
maybe make one last stealth check with your pass without a trace.
All right.
27.
Okay. 21.
Nice. Okay,
Now we're
so
gonna roll like
yeah,
2 threes now that it's worn off.
Yeah.
yep. So you make your way kind of around this way. So you kind of figure you can duck back in here.
Yeah.
The house you're looking for is actually kind of right about there.
Okay.
And so, like, single story thatch roof. It's not a small home, but it's, it looks well maintained, well cared for, but it's very basic, very common. Low windows. There's a door kind of facing the south. And then there are 2 windows on the east side. But I think that's where we'll leave it tonight. So,
Okay. Whew. Oh man.
there we go.
Yay.
You have
Wait.
to prepare the fight, Deuce. Is that?
Yeah, I need to make
Right.
a battle map.
Yeah.
They try to
We gotta
You know,
try and figure out-
murder the kobold and the sorcerer for
Yeah.
kidnapping.
Where are the stats on zombies again? Maybe I should look those up first.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome. Thanks for putting that together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry we didn't hit any of your encounters you got ready for tonight.
Well, don't
Oh.
worry.
They're still coming.
I really want to throw
on the way in.
Yeah, if I got a bad guy, I'm gonna throw at you. I'm gonna throw him at you.